So I'm writing a story about Trump's attitude to the ZTE case. So I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
First, I want to know, do you think how unusual is a instruction for Trump to ask the Commerce Department to find a way to help the ZTE?
It is extremely unusual.
Yeah, can you elaborate on it? Do you have like past experience about that?
It's well, everyone in the, as you know, everyone in the Commerce Department is not talking to reporters because they were surprised, I suppose, at this very untraditional response from the Trump administration. First of all, ZTE violated sanctions out of the Treasury Department. And as you know, we have procedures and enforcement process that takes place. That's not something that is subject to negotiations between countries or between agencies. So the Treasury Department issues these sanctions, and then so it's like you have, your mother that issues the punishment, and then the kid goes to the father to get some relief. It's very unusual. I think the Commerce Department is sitting in a very awkward position. I suppose the only thing it can do would be to de-link the ZTE sanctions and any help that the Commerce Department could come up with to promote more cross-border trade. Because the Commerce Department does promote cross-border trade. However, its mission really is to help promote U.S. exports. So helping Chinese exports wouldn't really be in that bailiwick, but if they helped promote Chinese exports from the U.S., that would traditionally be in their line of work.
Yeah, so I believe there are a lot of lawmakers in the Congress agreed with you. So they introduced some amendments to rebuke Trump's efforts to ease sanctions on ZTE. So I want to know in the next, what are some possible ways or challenges for the Commerce Department to handle the case?
Yeah, I think the Commerce Department would like to, off the record, stick their head in the sand and avoid this, because the poor Commerce Department is like getting yanked back and forth between the Trump administration and Congress. However, as you point out in your next question, this may come out, we have a saying, come out in the wash. If you step back and you look at the bigger picture issue with the whole Chinese-U.S. trade dispute, this could just become part of that. And that way, if the Trump administration was smart, if I was the president, I would leave the sanctions alone, because we want our laws to mean things. They violated the law. They then lied about violating the law. Leave that law in place. If you want to help, business with China, do it separately as part of a bigger trade program.
Okay.
And see, and it just came out, was it yesterday or today? I'm losing track of my days. That the Chinese government, they've decided to purchase more U.S. products in order to address the deficit. I mean, that could have been part of a larger negotiation, which could include ZTE. Maybe, we don't know. Maybe the administration said, we'll hold off on collecting some of those penalties, or some. Who knows? Normally, as we've seen, Trump says things, and then after time, we kind of, what he says rolls back. Like, I'm going to going to pay for it. Now it's just I'm going to build a wall, and someone's going to pay for it, and it's probably going to be I'm going to build a wall when I get the money. So maybe he's saying, you, the Commerce Department, must do something about it, and the Commerce Department could get away with some kind of a study or some other action that will promote bilateral Chinese-U.S. economic advancement.
Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
No. I just am trying. We're thinking outside the box here because this has never been done before. So we don't know what they're going to do. And I can tell you for sure, the Commerce Department officials, at least as of last week, didn't know what they were going to do either. Maybe they can get away with doing nothing, and let's wait and see what happens in the bigger trade talks. I mean, Trump may get out of this by the Chinese agreeing to buy more U.S. products, and then Trump can claim a win because he was able to get the Chinese government to agree to that, and that's going to help the deficit, and then everybody's happy. And then maybe we avoid the retaliatory tariffs that Trump also threatened.
So Trump just said today he would envision a revised penalty for the company, including a requirement that it appoint a new board of directors and a very large fine of perhaps 1.3 billion. So is it possible? Is it in line with the law to do that?
Well, anything's possible, as we have seen. There have been changes like we've never seen. I mean, I'm thinking, well, that would be normal. In these cases, one type of penalty that you often see is that you have to terminate senior managers because they believe the bad activity starts with the management at the top. So that would be a feasible alternative that would resonate as perhaps really making a change in ZTE by changing the tone at the top. So that is possible that he could that would be a realistic option would be to increase the penalty, require the board member leave, and then have that happen and there could be, I suppose, an explanation that that type of a settlement would not negatively affect the industry and bilateral trade because it could be argued that penalizing ZTE would have penalty-type effects in other ways on U.S. entities. Not that it takes away from what they did, but it could have the side effect would be that it would hurt some legitimate business that maybe they didn't think enough about all the effects of the fallout from the decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What I'm saying is, yes, that would be something that you would normally see. Now, do you normally see a revision to Treasury Department sanctions? Usually those kind of things are handled privately before a penalty is issued. Usually it's not done publicly, where the president says out publicly, we're going to try and change the penalties. I mean, the Commerce Department was caught off guard about that because that's not normally how it's done. So just like that, this will have to continue to be a not normal thing unless they can pull it back and negotiate it privately.
So I believe the lawmakers in Congress, they seem to be very tough on this issue, and they also introduced new amendments. So if they insist on imposing sanctions on the ZTE, are there any ways for Trump to deal with that?
Yes. it depends on how they do it. If they pass it as legislation, the president could veto the legislation.
Okay.
And then they would need to have, they would have to override his veto and have more members of Congress agree to it. But it is likely that the legislation is more of a bargaining chip.
Oh, okay.
To put pressure on the administration not to go that far. So perhaps what you just read today is a good compromise.
Okay, yeah, I think I got your point. I think that's all the questions I wanted to add. Is there anything you want to add?
No, but I hope this is helpful.
Yeah, it's really helpful. Thank you for all the information you provided.
You're very welcome, and please call me at any time.
Okay,
I am very happy to meet with you guys or build a relationship that I can help you sort through this for you to write about at home.
Thank you so much. That's very considerate.
You're very welcome.
Okay, have a good one. Bye.
Thank you.